What's up, everybody? We are back for the back nine of round one. We saw some great action here. Check this putt out of Chantel right out of the gate. Pretty amazing shot. Look at this doggy. Aw, that's cute. Another big putt out of Colleen. Good win there. First of all, before we get rocking and rolling, we have made a small mistake here on the TIML dates from the World's War. Do you want to fill that in, Colleen?
Yeah, so it was actually 1987 that the World Disc Golf Championships were held in Toronto at this course.
34 years.
Yeah, just, before I was born.
Potato.
But just to clarify that, so that's a little fame of our course here. And here we have Sandi Hendel, looking great. Loves that smile, that rare smile we get from Sandi. The thinker.
What are you thinking about, Colleen?
Thinking about all those putts I need to make. And Chantel looking so excited.
Chantel's funny on camera because she gets extremely shy, and it's so easy to make her giggle. If you just stand behind the camera and make silly faces or something, you'll throw her right off.
I bet Chris was back there probably making some faces at her.
For sure he was. Actually, you can tell Chris is Chantel's fiance, is
yes,
that right? Yeah. So he was filming the basket cam for her, and I could tell he was going out of his way to be as little obtrusive of her play as possible.
I always do that whenever I'm behind the basket and someone's putting, and they obviously don't care because they're going to go putt, but I couldn't get out of the way in time. I'm always going, I'm a tree. Hopefully it doesn't distract them.
All right, number 10, par 3, 393 feet. You'd be surprised, but that, what is that called there? That fire hydrant? That fire hydrant is actually easier to hit than it looks. Chantel with a going to a different hole shot.
Just a bit of a misfire there. I think the height and the ante on that really got over on her.
All right, Sandi. Looks like she's joining her to some degree.
And funny enough,
did she just hit the trash bag basket?
She did. So they didn't pull those baskets, and they just bagged them, and I think she skipped right off the top.
What would you call that? A trash ace? That sounds terrible.
Oh, that might be what it feels like. The name represents the feeling.
That is a funny thing to have happen. This is a creative shot.
Very cool roller. I think she had to get right around, horseshoed around that. That was very nicely done.
When you got nothing, you got to turn it into something.
Yeah.
Ooh, I love it.
A little bit of why Chantel went that way is the left side early on in the fairway is very much bushy, and if you go over there, it's much worse to go left than it is right. So I think she was just trying to take that into account. Maybe overdid it. I haven't seen a
lot of forehands from her yet. Oh wow, that was smooth.
That was. I know. Ooh. Actually, based on her Instagram, she's been practicing those forehands over the winter, so I can't wait to see what she's got coming for this season.
Sandi with a band shot.
Hey, you better move those feet, sir.
Chris does a little dance.
That. Wow.
Oh, great putt.
Yeah, that's solid.
Even though it was for bogey, it still felt good. Such a long putt.
One of the things that's cool, Holly, is we don't get a chance to get the big crowds. Or we're this year I think we'll see it, but up maybe last year and before that, it's hard to get the big crowds. And this particular venue has lots of tourists that ride those cool little bikes and walk along and stop and watch, and it really helped bring the atmosphere and make it a lot more fun, especially near the finals. The last day.
Yeah, you can see all those people there watching Chantel do this big putt, and it feels good to just have random people yelling, woo!
Yeah, it really does.
Excited.
100%.
And, it's great for the sport. Toronto Island's very popular for people to just go bike around on.
Definitely.
So to see disc golf out there, it's such great exposure.
And disc golf gets the respect it deserves on that island. People appreciate it. They stay out of the way. They enjoy watching. It's really cool. All right, number 11, par 3, 349 feet. There's Jane on the right. She's awesome. Big shout out to her. This hole's frustrating. Like, you have to get this narrow shot straight through here. Otherwise, you get stuck in this bush like I did on the left there. And then good luck.
It is kind of a turnover shot, and you really don't want to hyzer out at the end.
Yeah, you don't.
Now, I am going to end up in the back door there, which is pretty lucky.
Hey, that looks like it will work out just fine.
Yeah. I think we're all trying to go for that right gap, but it is a nice backup. It's just when you land right in between those two gaps is trouble.
Same thing. I think she's got a flick to get up there close and finish off with a 3.
Absolutely. And this is a great lefty hole.
Sandy's showing us how it's done.
Nice skip.
I love the way Sandy holds her drivers in the fingertips of her hand.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I've heard it called a tissue grip when you pull a tissue out of a box. So it's just and an unbelievable power to not use a power grip.
Right. Perfect.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's amazing to see how many different styles the female athletes have and how proficient you can become with them. I mean, I don't know anyone else that holds the disc in their fingertips that it looks so delicate when they're throwing, and still getting the same distance as the average FPO player.
Yes.
It's incredible.
So because one of the things, I wanted to point this out to you, Colleen, I'm really impressed by all the ladies' work here in Canada. You're up to, 140 players across the WGE events in Ontario? Like, that's a ton. Way more than I expected.
My expectations have been super exceeded. Our biggest event that we've ever had in Ontario, which we've only ever had one at a time, was the event in 2016, and I think we had about 64 women. Mm-hmm. And that was the only event in Ontario that year, and it was big. But this year we have 4 events going on. We have over 150 women signed up. My event is sold out, and we have 14 women on the wait list.
Wow.
Unbelievable growth this year, and some great women stepping up to TD these events. All 4 of the events are TD'd by women who have never, ever TD'd an event before. So it is a lot of big changes. We've had some clinics going on, just amazing stuff that the women are really committing to this year.
That's fantastic. Well, I hope that carries on. I mean, it's great to see disc golf growing, but it's even better to see that demographic growing too, because I expect to see the FPO divisions and even the M1 divisions growing a lot, especially over the next couple of years.
Holly, where are you playing the Women's Global event, and if so, where?
Signed up for one of the Pro Tour Silver Series in California, which I'm not sure if it's registered as an actual women's global event, but the TD reached out to us a while back and stated he wanted to do something, seeing that was how it was a women's global event weekend. I bought the all-inclusive tour pass, which basically signed me up for every event from start to finish. So, before I explored that weekend, I had sort of already bought that tour pass, and well, here I am. I'd really like to participate in an official one, but, we'll see what he can come up with, and then I can adjust accordingly.
Yeah, and from what I understand, he could always sign up as an event, even if there are other competitors like men playing. I think they can still make it it's like a plus women's global event that they add on.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, that was risky.
Ooh, it was a risky one, wasn't it?
Just making sure
it worked out, though.
Those bikers know stay on that path, or you might be in some danger.
Well, guys, congratulations. I'm really happy to see that. I think that's super cool. And this footage is going to be being released over the next 3 weeks leading up to those competitions. So anyway, back to the action. Congratulations on that. We are moving into this hole, and so far so good. Great putt out of Colleen.
Great putt.
Thank you. After that little misfire, that feels good. Big smile.
Yeah.
Oh, great putt. Sandi has this like finesse, like you said, how she holds the disc. It makes it look so elegant.
After that unfortunate tree hit back there, that really harmed her for this stroke. I love this doggy.
Oh, it's Hannah.
Me
Oh,
too.
we'll see
Furry
her a few
friends.
times. She's beautiful and so well behaved.
And that is the TD Ken's dog, Hannah. There,
Yeah.
little local legend. She's a cutie.
And shout out to him, man. He was so kind to us. He went out of our way, or he went out of his way to help us with a ton of different things to get the filming done in the day. So thank you, Ken, for everything you do, buddy. We know that your event this year in Toronto is going to be a crush, so keep it up. And for those of you that haven't played it before, if they do end up running that, check it out on Disc Golf Scene and get your tickets, because I'm telling you, they will sell out fast. Moving into number 13, par 4, 470 feet. I love how when we did these drone flights, we were able to get all these fun kind of bits of action with the different players.
And now this one's very much placement, so you're going to want to get to that first gap there.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully land.
Look at this.
Maybe just land.
Wow, what are you doing? That's so sick.
That was so pretty.
Like, these are the left-handed holes that Sandy's supposed to have an edge in, and you're just, both of you are just weaving in as right-handers getting through it. Look at this.
That was nice. She's on the edge there, but she is going to have full view of the basket.
It's like, is she going for a flick? No, she's doing a backhand.
So I believe that was the disc she threw 2 holes ago that really turned over on her.
Mm-hmm.
So I think she's just thinking it was going to go a little bit more for her, but not wanting to risk it too much. And she's got a nice hyzer to get up there. Looks like just outside the circle.
Excellent shot. Probably a 30, 35 footer. I think you're right there. This shot, no slouch. Those trees provide a lot of coverage up high. You've got to keep that disc low and controlled.
Ooh, good kick back to the middle.
Yeah, you receive.
It's going to be a tough putt, though. You're still looking at, what, 80 feet there? 70?
Yeah.
This second shot's very important.
Yeah, I think it just put a little hyzer, a little nose up, a little bit of every wrong thing there.
All right, a couple of big putts coming in.
Beautiful little flex she put on that to get that distance.
Decent run, putting for 4. Here's your opportunity for a 3.
Oh,
Not bad run.
oh, solid putt.
Excellent.
Thank you.
I think that's the first birdie we've seen on this half. Is that right, or am I wrong?
Yeah, I think so. And, you know, it's interesting, but Chantel's shot maybe didn't look like the best positioning, but because she had that nice, easy hyzer line, you know, it lined her up really nice for that birdie.
Have a look at that shot again here. Trying to flip it up to flat a little bit.
And she kept it nice and low. That's a big thing. Even, you know, keeping it up high, yeah, the branches are there, but you don't want it to air out too far left at the end.
That's a very good point. All right, hole 13, all finished up there. What's up, everybody? Saying hello.
Yay.
A little dance there.
Boom, 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 boom. Pew, pew. Birdie
num-
gun.
Number 14, par 3, 429 feet straight down this fairway into this nice tight tunnel. There is a little bit of room on the left there if you want to go through the rough. Then you're out into the second part of the fairway with a basket hidden in the back left corner. And be careful not to overshoot as that pathway plays OB. First up is Chantel. Okay.
And this is a very hard position to land in. I think where you see Chris there, you really want to land even more right of him to be able to have a look.
This looks perfect. Pull left, pull left, pull left. Oh, what a shot.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
That,
Perfect.
folks, is the textbook shot on this hole. If you can do that, you can get up and down for 3.
What's
Absolutely.
that disc that you keep throwing that does that perfect
Yeah.
shot shape every time?
It's a really beaten pro Saint Pro. They do it the opposite way. Saint Pro.
Sandy with
Ooh,
some
nice
beautiful
upshot.
touch.
That
Look at
was
that.
great. I'm loving these rollers she's doing. She's got a lot of
Mm-hmm.
different throws in her bag there.
There's no fear at all. I mean, we've seen her throw a number of different shots. Definitely be a contender this season. And remember, this footage is from what, 8 months ago?
Yeah, that was a little bit of a misfire there. You get so excited sometimes about those really nice drives that, you get maybe overconfident. Yeah, she's definitely going to be up and comer. I'm hoping she goes out to the States and tours because she really deserves the recognition. She's been working hard.
Mm-hmm. Well, and with the number of players you guys were able to put together. Wow.
What a putt!
Okay.
Yeah, you better run it back. Look at this.
And
Wow.
no doubt either. Dead square in the pole. Great shot.
Great putt. I don't know how she does that with Chris right there. If that was my partner, I'd be so off balance.
Yeah, I can't. I couldn't do it either. It would throw me off too much.
An interesting element for sure.
I just practiced layup.
Look at this putt. Like buried.
Highlight reel.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Great
that was so
shot.
good.
Well, I guess
Alright.
you can't make great shots like that if you don't screw up the last one.
All right.
Yeah, it looks like after hole 14, Colleen's still in the lead, but only by a couple. It's still a pretty tight race going on here.
Absolutely. And it can just take two bad holes in a row to do that swing.
Mm-hmm.
The pressure's always on when you're in this kind of position. I'm glad we're still pushing each other, and like Chantel just got that last birdie the hole before, still trying to make those moves and be aggressive. Now this hole used to have a snow fence up that you had to make it through. I feel like it's similar to the one at USDGC.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like a little gap that you had to make it through, and if you went left or right of it or over it or anything, you had to go to the drop zone. So unfortunately, just because of how things happened last year, they didn't want to put it back up.
All right, number 15, par 3, 266 feet. Just a little baby shot, but as you can see, a lot harder than it looks. A little bit of a clip there on the first shot on the right, buried in the bushes. This was about 4 feet off the ground. Sandy taking the alternate route, clips the bottom of that tree. Let's see if Chantel can get down the center here. And that looks pretty good. Pull left more. Okay. I think she'll have a putt.
I think Sandy's drive was perfect. It's unfortunate how low those branches are.
Mm-hmm.
Really cuts that line off.
Look at this. You found a gap. That's funny.
I love the camera work here.
Me too.
Look
Wow,
at
well
this.
done.
You're right on the pole.
All right. And I, can't be too aggressive with those. Just got to accept as close as you can get it.
Good bid from Chantel. A little bit too much to the left. That will work.
How great to see a whole card wearing True North shirts there.
Yeah, this was a good event. I was really proud of this one. I mean, we ended up filming, 12 rounds here, and we had sponsored, I think, 15 or 16 players for this particular tournament. And it was really great to see all the great action in NPO and FPO, and now that we see 150 women sign up this year, I mean, holy smokes! Like, you're gonna have a real My hope is that you get 4 or 5 cards in FPO. I'd love to see that. Even if you get 2 or 3, that'd be great.
Yeah, I think we must have broken a record because we have, I believe, 11 women coming to provincials this year, and I don't know that we've ever had 11 FPOs before.
Well, it's important because once that division gets started, it'll have enough players to warrant pushing up, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Number 16, a par 4, 540 feet. This one's a doozy. There's plenty of lines here. Big backhands. There's roller opportunities. There's some flick shots, some flexes. I don't know. What's the plan? What are you ladies going to do to attack this?
It's a long hole. It's a drive and a drive, sometimes another drive. But staying out to the left is usually good, because you can do another hyzer up there. There's a lot of trees on this fairway, but they're spread out, and somehow people just seem to find a tree and land right next to it or right behind it, and it makes the next shot really difficult.
Look at this.
Just like that, like a beautiful shot, and that little tree there, of all places to land.
It's like, hey, I'll just be in the way, thank you.
And Chantel opting for low. That one tree short on does give you a little bit of trouble if you try to do a big hyzer.
2 shots, same spot.
So yeah, this is just another drive again.
Ooh. Chomped up some of your power on that one.
Yeah, and it might have been a good thing. I might have gone way too left on that.
Wow.
Look at this control.
What a flick.
Mm-hmm.
So she's
It's pretty good for a standstill sidearm.
Yeah, she put a little flex on that. It looks beautiful.
Folks, it shows you what you can do with the human body when you master the mechanics behind these shots. It's all form, it's all control, it's not just power. Look at this. Great upshot from Sandi. Yeah, what was your eureka moment, Holly, when you really realized that you could play at a higher level?
When I actually started for the putts in the tournament instead of just laying them up, and they went in, and I thought, oh my gosh, that one went in. Oh man, another one and another one, and next thing I know, I'm carting several birdies around, and it was probably my first year playing pro at a wooded course. I came off and shot like a 936 rated round, and so did many of the top touring women, and that's when I realized that I have the skills. I'm pretty good at navigating the fairways. It's just, finishing the job and making the putt, which is a lot of times the hardest part anyways for everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. Drive for show, putt for dough, right?
You said it.
I gotta hand it to Chantel. She's always committing to these putts, and that's what it takes. And sometimes you're gonna have this happen. You're gonna go back and forth a couple of times, but that should not discourage you from being aggressive and trying to make those birdies every time.
And I think it's important for new players to also remember, not necessarily that Chantel doesn't do this, but just I know for me, remembering that she had an amazing drive and flick for her approach. Don't hang up on all those putts you missed or those shots you missed. Taking that one shot that was really good and really riding that momentum is so important for you to keep a good mentality, because we really discount ourselves. We don't remember all the good we did, and we think so much about the bad putt that we missed or the bad drive that we had, and that can change your whole mental game, being able to really focus on those good things.
You're absolutely right. That positive attitude is so important, especially focusing on the good. Number 17, par 3, 296 feet. Not much to say here. I mean, this is a pretty open shot with a narrow green at the end. What's important is that you keep that disc straight and in the center. You end up far left, you're going to have a little bit of trouble with that putt.
Yeah, I think we're all just really trying to push the distance on this one to get down there.
Which you don't seem to have any trouble with. Hold. Got
A good
putt there.
shot.
Yeah, and I believe I threw my truth, which I think eventually the next rounds I might have disked up because it just needed just a little bit more.
Ooh, that looked like a really good shot. Unfortunately, it just got buried in those bushes a bit.
Tough, just like another few feet, she would have been right in front.
I know, or that just a couple degrees on the angle on to the left when she was throwing it. this.
And we'll be in a similar spot there. It's funny though, two righties end up on the left side and the lefty ends up on the right side, and pretty standard places. I think we're all wanting to counter that next round.
Sandy with an almost
Wow.
blind shot.
Ah,
Good
That
run.
is tough when you can't see the basket.
All right, a fairly straightforward hole. Not a lot going on here.
they made it look fairly easy.
Mm-hmm.
Sandy, no stress about that behind the bush upshot either. Just arced it right over and
And it was a
got the
great,
par putt.
yeah, and it was a great line. She was dead on if she just threw it a little harder, which you don't want to push too hard, but great line. She was right on.
All right, 17 holes down. Still a pretty close race. Colleen, you're holding the lead pretty well at -2. 4 strokes back, we have Sandy, and just 5 strokes back, we have Chantel. Plenty of golf to play here. Final hole, number 18, 258 feet, par 3. It's got this interesting line. If you look to the left, you can throw over the bushes between those trees. You can also go straight down this tunnel shot, and you're left with this, it's a little bit wider kind of landing zone. And if you can make it all the way through, you can have a decent shot at a putt for a 2.
Yeah, now the issue with the going left and over is if you hit a tree up there, you're in a zone of trouble, all in those bushes.
That's so nicely put. You're screwed. You can't see a foot in front of your face if you end up in that bush over there. And look what you're doing.
Yeah.
You're going for it.
And
Oh, that was brave.
I think my face said it all there.
Your face, yes, it did say it all.
Sandy
Wow, another brave shot.
undercommits.
Yeah, and it's not,
Super lucky.
it's not a bad result.
I have a feeling that Chantel's going to take the safe route low. Yep.
Yeah, and the only issue with that is you do have to go low, but she made short work of that.
I tried that shot, by the way, that she just made. I did not have much luck with it.
It is tough. I'd say a lot of people are hitting the left or right side, and it's slowing them down just a little bit.
All right, we're going to see our first true tracker here.
That was nice.
Nice, clean, simple line. Well played. Put her in scoring position for a birdie. Sandy with a,
All right, let's go looking.
we'll call that a Hendel bounce because we see that a lot out of Marty too. Great bounce onto the fairway. Colleen's looking to do a little work here to try to find an angle, which she does. Oh no!
Yeah, that was not good.
Uh-oh.
I definitely think I couldn't get my arm back far enough to get high on that.
All right, struggling a bit. But
Wow.
that works.
That was an amazing shot.
Were you trying to do that? Be honest.
Not to roll it, definitely to Annie it out of there, but that was a little bit of a magical roll.
Well, we're going to see a big swing here in scores. Chantel puts up a pretty good birdie. Great shot.
Yeah.
Putting from the jungle. I know you do well here. Oh, no.
Yeah. I think that phased me a little bit much, hitting that tree.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough when you practice a shot so many times and you don't have that bad of a mistake ever.
Mm-hmm.
It's always like, oh, I hit a tree, but it's up here. That was probably the worst spot I've ever landed in that hole.
Can get away from you.
But still ending up even, which is nice. Nice on a tough course like that.
Oh, yeah.
Another look at that drive. Just gets through.
And just low enough. Like, it was the right amount of everything.
Mm-hmm. All right, 18 holes down, played on the shorts. Scores have tightened up a little bit. Colleen continuing to hold the lead at par. Sandy and Chantel tied for second at +2, just 2 strokes back. And we're going to be moving the next round into playing the longs positions. So let's have a recap here. If you guys want to talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, I had a very uneventful back 9, and I think Sandi did as well. Just that bogey for her and that double bogey for me. But Chantel was definitely, I think, trying to push herself, get those birdies. Ended up with a few bogeys. That unfortunate, lots of putts on 16, but she's holding her own. It's nice to see that green. She was the only one to birdie too.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, and an interesting score swing there on the last hole.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so those last few holes we were a little separated, and now Sandi and Chantel are tied, and they're only 2 behind me. That's not a very comfortable lead to have.
Yeah, it's a pretty close race. I mean, that was a little bit of an unfortunate ending, but you're definitely in the lead at the moment. I don't think you should have any problem recovering moving forward. And there's a little shameless plug there for the shop. We thank all of our customers that come out and support all the discs and the products and stuff we carry. So thank you very much for all that. So moving into the long positions in round 2, we'll be back very soon with some more action. Any last words to say, ladies?
Holly, Finley, thanks so much for tuning in.
Well, Holly, it's great to have you on the program. And what about you, Colleen?
Just thank you to True North for getting this coverage out there, because, it's nice to see some Canadian stuff. I know we're not as popular as the Joe Mez and all that, but we're getting there.
Slowly but surely. We gain a few subscribers every week, and what's important is just to consistently keep backing all the action that's happening out there in Canada. So thank you so much, guys. We're going to move into round 2, and we'll see you back with that very shortly. See you soon.